listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to QQSolutions webinar. Today we'll be covering how to create and edit reports in QQEvolution. Now if you're new to our webinars, on the right hand side of the monitor you'll see a webinar panel. Now within that panel you'll have a section where you can type in any questions you may have during the course of the webinar. Now I won't be able to actually see your questions or answer them while I'm presenting the webinar. However, I will set some time aside at the very end to answer some of your questions. So with that said, we'll go ahead and start our session for today, and we'll go directly to our QQEvolution dashboard. Now, within QQEvolution, we do have a section for reports, which allows you to pull any reports that you need during the course of your day at your agency. Now, if you look on the left-hand side of the dashboard, you'll have a section which indicates reports. And if you click on it, this brings you right into our reports section, where you'll see that there are a variety of reports that have already been created for you that you can use. Now, we have them divided into different sections, as you can see. We have the first area, which is financial reports, which will allow you to pull specific reports, let's say on agency fees. So if you're an agency that will charge their clients with agency fees such as MVRs, and you want to keep track of exactly what's being pulled on that end, you can do that. You also have a section for company fees. So if you want to see exactly what company fees are being applied or charged onto your policies, you can also pull a report for that. Now, daily closeout, this report will give you information on money that has been taken into the agency or sent to the insurance company from the insured. So as you can see all the way on the right hand side, you have different date parameters that you can select from for this report. You have your predefined dates, which allows you to select maybe to choose for this month, for the entire month. Maybe you want to do like specific dates and enter, excuse me, bear with me just one moment. Okay, here we go. And enter the information here regarding the bill date. So if you want to look for any information or any payments that have been received for a specific time, you can enter that information here. Now also, we have other reports. We have the detailed transaction by company report that can be pulled. Below that, we have company reports, which gives you the ability to pull reports specific to company reports, or maybe you'd like to pull like a cross-selling report for your agency. And what this allows you to do is pretty much just target or identify your clients, your current clients that have maybe a specific line of business but not another line of business. So if you wanted to market, if we click on open on the right hand side of the screen here, okay, this will give you your cross-selling report box, and this is where you're going to select your parameters. For example, I can pull now a report by a specific insurance company for all customers that may have like a specific company, maybe auto owners, but we'll keep it with auto owners also that don't have that, and maybe they have auto but not homeowners, and maybe I want to market, maybe, you know, auto owners also is now selling homeowners, and maybe I want to market that to a few of my customers. I can have this report pulled by expiration date or by effective date of the policy. I can also choose again my predefined dates to do all dates, which will give me a huge span of time here. Or I can also pull, let's say, for next month, for this month, or this year, for an entire year. So if I wanted to do that and see if I had any customers that fall under these criteria, I can do that. So here's my report, my cross-selling report. So now I know these are the customers that have auto through auto owners, but not homeowners. So now I can go ahead and either export this. If I'm an administrator and logged in, I can export this to Excel, or I can just simply print this out and start working on my marketing campaign to these customers to approach them for homeowners. If I click on Return, it brings me right back to my Reports section. Now under Client Reports, we can pull several reports that are specific to clients. We can pull a report for additional contacts. So if I'm entering that information in the client screen, I can pull that report for additional contacts to see if I can maybe market my agency services to them, to those referrals. I can pull the additional contacts section by age. I can also pull a report on by X dates to see if I have any X dates there, any clients that have X dates set to them, maybe by policies of interest. Okay, I can also pull a renewal report. Now, on certain reports that we have, certain canned reports I should say, that we also have the option where you can customize this report in our report builder section. So if you pull your report, let's say we'll pull it for this month, it'll tell you it's going to pull by the expiration date on the policy information, on the policy itself. So if we run this report the way it is, let's see, you can see I have a lot of expirations coming up in October, okay? But let's say I don't need all of these fields, so I can click on Customize this report, and it takes me right to those parameters that I have set, and I can change this information. I can change the filters. I can also change what fields I want to see. Maybe I don't want to see the commission because it's just an expiration. Maybe I just need the premium and their work number. So I can change these parameters and then run my report again. And this is also a new feature that's included in our report section. We'll cover that a little bit later. But then once you pull your report, you'll have your revised report with the information on there that you specifically wanted. Okay, reconciliation. Now we have several ways to reconcile your information within your agency. Commission reconciliation is where you're going to reconcile your agency commission. Producer reconciliation is where you're going to reconcile your producer's commissions. Okay, so we'll start and we'll take a look at actually the commission reconciliation area. And again, this is where you're going to reconcile the commissions that are due to your agency from the insurance company, whether they're on a monthly or a gross basis. Okay, if you look at the very top, we have search parameters or search filters that you can select. And if you look all the way on the left-hand side, it tells you to use the search button once you've determined or once you've completed all of these search fields, or at least a few of them that you need. Then you would click on search and you would get your information as far as any commissions that are due for that period of time based on whatever statement you're working off of. So if we look at the very first area, the effective dates, or predefined dates I should say, right now we have it selected for specific dates, but I can check that or change that information, and I can now choose to do a search for commissions for this month, or maybe for next month or last month. So if I wanted to do for last month, it'll automatically pre-fill my areas or my effective dates with September's dates, running from September 1st to the very end of September. Okay, I can also choose, if I have multiple agencies, I can choose to reconcile those agency commissions for all of my agencies, and in that case I can deselect all. I can just click on all, or I can choose which one I'm going to reconcile at this time. I can choose to do them all at once again, or I can choose to do them one at a time. Once you're done, just click on OK. I can select a specific broker or MGA if it's applicable, or a specific insurance company. So if I click on the drop-down arrow, it'll give me a list of all the companies that my agency does business with. So I can choose one specific insurance company, or if I come to the box on the sort of on the left-hand side, the company box, this will pop up. This will appear, and this allows you to choose up to 5 insurance companies to reconcile at one time. Now you can choose more than 5, of course, it'll let you do that. But when it comes right down to it, it will not allow you to pull information for more than 5. So all you have to do is just deselect them and choose your correct amount. Choose your up to 5. So at this point, we'll say all companies. I can choose to either search for unpaid commissions, my paid commissions, or all of them together. Now, if I have a specific search that I need to do by insured name or by policy number, I can also have that option there. I can put in the insured's name or maybe their policy number, and I can search by those parameters. Okay, once you're done selecting, then of course you would click on search. And now I have these 2 commissions that I can reconcile. So at a glance, I can see on the left-hand side it gives me the policy number. So I have my first line here, which is still pending. That means I haven't gone in and entered a policy number, or maybe the policy number hasn't been issued just yet. I have the insured's name, the insurance company. I also have that policy's effective date, the type, so if it's P, it's for policy. If it has like an E, it's an endorsement. Now, if it has a C with I should say a slash with a C, then that's a cancellation. It'll also give you that policy cancellation date right there under type. It'll give you information as far as the premium, the base premium for that policy, the total commission that is due. If there's been any amount received for that specific policy, it'll show that here in this section, received to date. And if there's any commissions that are still due, it'll also show it in this section under commission due. So we can see the first line item for George About. Now there's been, on this commit, the total commission was $220. The commissions that were received to date were $150. That means that there's still $70 of commission that is outstanding. So if I have that commission statement due in front of me, I can do that. I can reconcile it. So I can either double click on this line here, on this line item, or I can simply go to the center of the this page here where there's a drop down arrow and click on it. Either way, you'll see the same box that appears. And this prompts you to enter what payment amount you're entering now, what is being paid to your agency based on that statement. So the commission due, it tells you, is $70. So paid now means what is on that statement. So if I want to put $70, because that's exactly what they're paying me, it will balance out, it will zero out any balance here that is due. So once I click on OK, it removes it from the top section here, and it puts it sort of here waiting to actually be reconciled. So now I can take care of my next line item, which is Patricia Adams. Now her policy, I can see we haven't received anything to date on her commission, so there's still the total commission due of $150. So if I double click on this area, again, I get the same commission box or the same payment entry box, and I can go ahead and choose to either enter the full amount of $150, or if it's a partial payment or partial commission payment that they're giving me, I can also enter that information. Either way, just go ahead and enter that and click on OK. So now I'm done. I have everything set. I'm ready to reconcile. So it tells me here that I have my 2 items and exactly what amount is being reconciled. It gives me a total on the lower right hand side of the total commission due, so it should balance out with that statement that you have. Once I'm done, I have a choice. I can either select to click on Apply All Payments, which would reconcile automatically anything that I have in this lower section here. Or I can click on Apply and Print, and not only does it reconcile that information, but it'll also give me the opportunity to print out a report or export it, again, if I'm the administrator, to Excel. So I'll go ahead and click on that, Apply and Print. It does give me a confirmation of how much my payment entered totaled out to be. Click on Yes, and this is the agency reconciliation report that now I have that I can either print or export to Excel. Okay, once that's done, you can click on Return, and it zeroes everything out. So now I'm done reconciling my commissions for that day, or if I have another statement from a different insurance company, I can also reconcile that at the same time. Once you're completely done in this section, you can click on Return. So your next step is to reconcile your producer's commissions, because now you need to, based on the commissions that are paid by that insurance company, you need to reconcile your commissions on the producer's end. So we can either double-click on Producer Reconciliation or simply click on Open. Either way, this is the Producer Reconciliation section that you'll see. Now, it's similar to the Commission Reconciliation, it just changes slightly. Now, the Predefined Dates, of course, this is where you're going to select how you're going to search or what months you're going to search to reconcile. If you want to use the effective dates for the effective dates of the policy to do your search, you can go ahead and do that. You can click this box here. We can choose, let's say, last month again and see what comes up. I have the choice again to either reconcile for one agency or all. And I can choose which producer I want to reconcile with. So if I have a specific producer that I want to reconcile, then I can do so. Or if I just want to reconcile for all of them, I can select all, and I can do that all at one time. I can also again choose to either show or do a search for unpaid commissions, for paid commissions, or all of them grouped into one. And again, you can also do specific searches by insured's name and policy number. Once you're done, then you can click on Search to see if there's anything out there for these two that needs to be reconciled. So there is. We have two accounts for one producer, and they're all for policies with Progressive. And it tells me the total commission due to date, if there was anything paid during that date, and what is due now. Okay, and as we can see, there's nothing that's been paid now as of yet because we haven't reconciled anything. So depending on the amount that you're reconciling, you can reconcile or enter this information in two ways. Now, if you're reconciling just a portion of this policy or this commission, what you would do is double-click on the line item. Again, you would see this payment entry box, and you would enter the information that you're reconciling. So if I'm only going to pay him $10 of this amount, then that's the amount that I'm going to enter in the Paid Now section. And then it'll show you that you still have a balance that you owe this producer of $12.20. If I click on OK, now it indicates it shows my $10 that I'm paying now. But I haven't really reconciled yet until I hit either Apply All Payments or Apply and Print for that report. Now, on the second line item, if I wanted to reconcile the entire amount, because on this particular account I just want to give them the full amount, then what I can do is I can just check the box here, and it automatically fills in that information with the total commission that is due. Okay. Once I'm done, I can again either choose to apply all payments, and it will reconcile on this producer side, or I can choose to apply and print. And again, once you do that, you get the opportunity to print out this report. So if you want to attach it to his commission check, you can do so, and he can see exactly what he's being paid on. Or you can export it to Excel. Okay. So on this one, for example, we still have $12.20 that's due. All right. Now, if I wanted to pull also a producer's history to see exactly what I did on a specific account or for a specific producer, I can do that. I can choose my producer, and we will choose, we'll go with all. I can pull a producer's history, and now this will show me any transaction that I've done for that day for this producer, for specific producers. Okay, or you can leave it at all, and it'll give you all the information here. You can also choose to show this as a report, so you have that information at hand. Okay, now if we go back to one other thing I wanted to show you in commission reconciliation is the the policy commission summary. You can also pull a commission summary here, again, by using predefined dates. You can select by company. You can select cancellations to just view if you wanted to include or exclude cancellation, a specific CSR. You can include just new business. You can select renewals, rewrites. So if you just wanted to see new business, that's fine. Anything unpaid. And let's say we wanted to do search. So now you have a summary report that you can show as a report and export to Excel for any commissions that are unpaid. Okay? So that's the commission reconciliation area that we have. All right, so as I mentioned before briefly, there are certain items or certain canned reports that have the option to be customized. So if you see that there are information on there that you really don't want on a renewal report, again, you can customize the information. But you also have the opportunity or the ability to go in and create your own reports. So if there's like specific information or report type that you're looking for and it's just not there, what you can do is go to Report Builder, which is the second tab. And this section allows you to create your own reports using different filters, different fields, search parameters, things like that. So the first area that we can look at are, again, predefined dates. And this just tells you, what kind of dates are you looking for? If we leave it at specific dates, I can put in whatever date I want. I can say I want to do from June 1st all the way to October 31st. And that's going to be my search area or my search parameters. If I instead do all dates, this will pull all dates. It'll give me a wide span of time, so it'll capture all my clients. Your date type, you can pull a report by date type, which means what do you want to on there? How do you want it to search? By expiration date, effective date, maybe by a cancellation date, or you can pull all clients information or X dates. You can even pull by birth date. So if you want to put together something, let's say a birthday list to see who has birthdays that are coming up, you can do that and see how this area, your predefined dates, automatically change. So if I wanted to do, let's say, anyone who has a birthday in November, I just want to pull, let's say, client type will allow you to pull either only commercial lines account or only personal lines account, or a combination of both if you leave it at all. You can also choose to either have them have only active clients pulled. You can pull by inactive or prospects, or you again, you can choose all. Your policy status, maybe you want to select instead of all, maybe you just want to pull just pending and active in case there's policies out there that you've forgotten to either add the base premium, or maybe the policy number is not in there because it hasn't been issued, or maybe no one went back in there just yet to change that information. So we'll leave it at pending and active. Sort by allows you to sort by any of these parameters, whether it's policy source, maybe agency, or by agent, line of business, etc. You can choose only new business to sort by new business, or renewal, non-renewal, rewrites, etc. You can also choose to have this in a portrait format or maybe landscape. And then your filters. What do you want to see on your report? Okay, do you want to pull by maybe all agents or maybe a specific agent? Maybe you just want to send a birthday greeting to all of Adam Brown's clients and only Adam Brown's clients. So you can just select his name, or just leave it at all. Or if you don't care to have that information, you can choose not to have it on the report. And you would just go down the line and choose these fields however to your own discretion. Now on the right-hand side here, you can choose also what information do you want to search by. I mean, do you want to search with the line of business, by line of business? So you can either select one or click on all. Or again, if you click on the box right next to it, you can search up to 5. You can select up to 5 lines of business to search by. Okay? You can also pull by all companies, Or if you don't care for the companies, you're pulling a birthday list, so you really don't care to have the company on there. So you can just leave that off the list, and you can go ahead and go down the list however you feel like it. Show these fields. What information do you want on your report? Do you want the policy number? Probably not. Maybe you want the work number or the email address. And let's see if there's, and maybe the address, the home address. So if we click on Run, we're ready to look at our report. So here's my birthday list for November. So as you can see, this gives me a list by date, because that's how I'm sorting it, of my my birthday list. So these are all my clients that I have that have birthdays within the month of November. So if I come to the very bottom of the page, I can see I have 3 pages of clients. So if I wanted to go back and just, select or change my criteria or my search parameters, I can also do that to refine my search. So if I wanted to look at my second page, on the lower left-hand side, it lets you scroll to the next page. And also, if I look at the very top of the page here, it tells me on the right-hand side exactly what my date parameters were, or what my search parameters were. So I know exactly, if I print this out, I know exactly what they were. But I can also export to Excel if I wanted to. And again, the administrator by rights or by definition is the person that can export this information to Excel. Now, as I mentioned before, we also had a new feature with recent updates that allows us to resize the columns, and you can also select different font size. So if I come here and I select from the toolbar Resize Columns and Fonts, I can do that. I can click on that, and if you look sort of like in the middle, it gives me the decrease font size by. If it's too big for you, or if you get a message where the report is too big and it can't pull it, what you can do is maybe make the font size a little bit smaller. So it actually shows you how small it is. So if you put a -2, that's how small your print will be. Okay, so maybe 1's enough. And then I want to maybe resize my columns. Maybe that's a little bit too big, so I can do that. I can also make this a little bit smaller. There we go. I can just adjust these however I need to. Okay, so then if I select Preview Report, it'll give me a preview of what that'll look like once the changes are implemented. Okay, and again, I can either print this out the way it is right now, or I can export it to Excel. So if you have a report, for example, let's pull a producer report. So if I wanted to see exactly commission information regarding a producer, and I wanted to make sure that we had that I get this information in there, I can pull, let's say, by effective dates of the policies. So yes, I want to reset the date, and maybe I want to do, well, we'll try it for this month. I want to pull all commercial and personal line information. We'll leave it at active and pending and active, and we'll sort by, maybe we'll sort by agent. Okay, we'll leave it landscaped, and then we can choose all companies, all agents. Bear with me just one moment, I'm having a problem with my mouse, so let me fix that really quick, and then we can get back to our webinar. Okay, here I am. Sorry about that. So right now I can either choose to have all agents, or I can choose not to have them on the report, since this is going to be specific to the producer. So maybe I want to have that information on there. I want to include all companies, and then I want to include all the producers. Okay, so the information I want on these fields, say I don't need the address, but I do need commissions, and I want to see the policy type also, and I don't need email addresses. So if I look at this, these are all the parameters I want to pull a producer report. I can click on Run now, and it tells me that the fields are just, this is a wide report, so I need to customize the fields. we do that. Hold on. Let's customize them a little bit further. We'll sort it by date and see how that works. Okay. So again, I can choose to sort these columns. So if I don't have any information in producer 3, or for producer number 3, if there's multiple producers listed on an account, I can resort that information and the columns. I can also make these fonts a little bit smaller, so maybe that maybe I can enter that information. I can squeeze that in somehow. Or I can just simply export this information directly into Excel from a preview format, and that way I can work and edit my columns in Excel and customize that information to my own agency preferences. Okay? And that's basically how you would customize your own report. So the last area that we're going to look at is actually how to schedule a report. So now you have your producer report. You like this report and you know you want to pull this either on a monthly or weekly basis. What you can do is you can save this as a template report so you can go back to it over and over again. So if I wanted to save that, I would just go to Templates from the top of the page, click on Save. I can name my report as in, let's see, producer report, or I can put producer commission report 1. Okay. If I have multiple agencies, I can assign it to all of my agencies or one in specific. Okay, so now if I go back to my reports section, I can see that here in my reports section. So here it is right there. So now what I want to do is I want to schedule this. So if you look on the lower right hand side, you'll have the option to schedule your reports. Now if you have a subscription to the gold and silver package, you will have the option to schedule a report. The bronze and light version do not have this option. If you need additional information on how to upgrade to get that option, please feel free to contact QQ Solutions and we'll be glad to answer your questions. So let's click on Schedule. And what this basically allows you to do is schedule your report. So right here it defaults to the name of the report that you saved it as. If you want to see the report in a different name, you can also change that information. I can choose to either email this to a different person, or let's say if I wanted to enter this information, I wanted to email this to myself, I can go ahead and enter the information. Or I can save it to a specific folder within my computer so that I can retrieve it every time it runs. It'll be saved directly in that section. So I can just indicate exactly where I want to, maybe it's in a different area off of my computer, and I can just indicate where it needs to be saved to. Okay, my next area here, or my next tab, is Reoccurrence. How often do you want to pull this report? So you can set the time to start pulling the report, and please keep in mind that you have to be logged in to QQEvolution in order for the reports to actually, that are scheduled, to actually run and either be emailed or saved into a directory in order to do that. So if you're not logged into QQEvolution, it's not going to run. Once you log in, it'll run that report. Okay, so you can set a time. So if you're typically in the office by 9 o'clock, maybe you want to set your time to 9:15. So we can set that time. All right, start date, maybe we want to do it as of tomorrow. So we can put that date in there. We're going to start it as of tomorrow. We can pull it on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, or yearly. So if we're pulling weekly, when do you want to pull it? Do you want to pull it on a Monday? Or maybe you want to pull it on a Monday and a Friday. Okay, then you can choose that. Or just pull it on, let's say, Thursday. You can also pull it on a monthly basis, and you can choose to pull it on the first day, the last day, or if you want to pull specific dates, maybe you want to pull it 5 days into the month or the 5th day of the month or something. You can do that. And if it's a yearly report, you can also select which month to pull it on, and again, what day of the month to pull it on. Okay? So we'll leave it at weekly. The reoccurrence length, you can end it after a certain amount of reoccurrences. So let's say we wanted to end it here, it defaults to 10, but let's say after 20 times. You can do that. Or you can select a specific end date. Maybe you want to do it in December. Maybe you want to end it by December 31st. You can also do that. Or you can select not to end it at all. So you just want to continuously, have it run on a weekly basis until you come in here and you decide not to. Once you're done, just click on Finish, and it would save those parameters for you. Okay? And that's basically how you would schedule your reports. So that is the last area in reports that we're going to cover. If you have any questions, what I'm going to do now is open it up to your questions. So feel free to type them in, and I'll try to do my best to answer your questions. Okay? Thank you very much.